Hey, what's up, folks? It's James from Junkyard Fox, a YouTube influencer, and today we're gonna change somebody's life. Hey, sir. What should I have Oh my god. Like and subscribe. Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, a couple of months back in February, Cuervo Negro and I filmed and released the second official Cuervo Negro music video for the song Sleepwalker. And we could not be more proud of that story and how it all came together. And as soon as I was done with making that video, I wanted to do something like a documentary type, you know, the making of. And I'm dating myself here, but I come from that era where MTV used to have that show, Making the Video. And so you would see your favorite band and what was the premise of the video and some outtakes and interviews and that kind of stuff. And I've always found that very interesting, the story behind the story kind of thing. Also, you know, if you're into watching movies and you like to watch like director's commentary and stuff like that, deleted scenes. And then of course, I'm always getting requests to see more outtakes and bloopers. So you'll see some of that here. I'm just putting it all together. And once again, this whole documentary style package for making of Sleepwalker. So going back to the very beginning, since Cuervo and I started working together, we always knew from the very start that we wanted to do music videos for Cuervo Negro. We never wanted Cuervo Negro to just be background music for Junkyard Fox. So you hear it while we're camping in videos or fishing, and it sounds great. But we always knew from the start that we wanted to make Cuervo Negro music videos here and there where he can take front and center. And both of us being storytellers, it's a great way for us to brainstorm and come up with stories and ideas and premises that are not what you normally see in Junkyard Fox. It's our excuse to, you know, channel our inner Steven Spielberg. So sadly, I had worked on several scripts, several draft ideas for some past Cuervo Negro music songs that never happened. We had to abandon them in the early days just because we didn't have money, we didn't have resources, we didn't even have the knowledge on how to film a music video or how to direct people. So in the early days, it was hard. Now, at some point when he releases the song Dark Trees back in 2018, I believe, I loved it. Dark Trees was such a creepy song and it was just very unsettling. And I was like, this one's very cinematic. This one practically writes itself to make some kind of horror movie. And so I worked on this script, and Cuervo Negro, he trusts me on my method. He knows I'll respect his music, and, you know, when I come up with the story, and then I'll share it with him, and if he likes something, cool. If he wants to tweak something or remove something, then yeah, of course he's the boss. And so I worked on a script, you know, involving a witch and, you know, something really creepy. And yeah, sure enough, we were on board. We both liked it. And so in 2021, for Halloween, we released Dark Trees, and we could not be more proud. So first Cuervo Negro music, finally after years, is off the ground, and it was great, and it gave us a chance to do something different with the whole folk horror premise, you know, witch conjuring, you know, that kind of stuff. And so immediately we started thinking, what's the next Cuervo Negro music video? What's the next thing we should do? But we didn't want to do the same thing over and over. If Dark Trees was red, the new music video is going to be blue. If Dark Trees was creepy, this one's going to be something else, a different emotion and stuff like that. So pretty much the first thing we landed on, it's going to be in the city, so we get away from caves and campfires, and it was just going to be a different emotion. And around this time, Cuervo Negro released the song called Sincere, and I loved that song, Sincere, and immediately I was like, this one, let's go for this one, let's make this the next music video. Sincere was very reflective, very moody. However, pretty soon after he releases that, he releases another song called Sleepwalker. They're both on the same album. And Sleepwalker, I feel, was a little bit stronger of a song. I enjoy both of them, but maybe this one's the better choice. It's longer, It's 2 minutes longer of a song, so it gives you more breathing room to make a music video. And as I was working on drafts, I was thinking, you know, what if it's a love story? One of the cutest pictures, in my opinion, when it comes to like a romance, is the front cover of the Bob Dylan album, The Free Will in Bob Dylan, and you see a young Bob, all scruffy, and his girlfriend at the time, Susie Rotolo, and they're walking down New York, and they're arm in arm, and they look so cute and innocent, but at the same time, they just look so cold, but it doesn't matter because they have each other, and I've always found that such an endearing picture, and basically that was a premise, like that picture, at some point, I was like, let's do this, let's make it a couple in the middle of the night in the city. And just to make it more interesting, what if they're homeless people? And so they're kind of struggling out there and it's cold. And that was basically the idea. 6 months before filming it, Cuervo and I had already been scouting and doing practice takes on what, you know, we had imagined. Yeah, go for it. All right. All right, then I'm gonna practice that hole like you're being tapped. One of the things for sure we wanted is make it a real life couple. That way it's not two actors that just met 15 minutes before, but instead it's, you know, you can feel the chemistry and the intimacy and the, you know, the affection for each other already. And so originally Ben and Audrey, who were the main characters, they were not cast. They were originally gonna be the fighting couple outside of the bar. And then I had hired a different couple that I worked with in my day job. Sadly, that couple ended up breaking up 2 weeks before filming. And so last minute, you know, semi-panicking, I contacted Ben and I went to their house and I pitched my idea if they wanted to be the main characters, and they were on board. Around that time, that's when I realized that Sleepwalker was the better song to tell a romance story in the city, very noir, very lonely. So I got a couple of props here. I'm big into props and making the world feel like it actually exists before you click play. These are homeless people in the gutter, so they're not going to have the latest and greatest in technology. I want to kind of show that these people exist out here and they've been living out here for some time. So for example, my buddy Ben, who's playing the male lead, he's going to have these as his lantern. So basically they're beer cans, and then he's opened them up and there's going to be a candle there, and that's how he lights up like his tent and his little living quarters. And so a candle, when you burn it, it burns very clean. And so what I had to do is I had to get my lighter and just purposely burn around this can so it looks, you know, like he's burned things in here before. Now these yellow Coors cans, they don't burn as well, but Coors Light cans burn very good. So you see this one? So basically, a couple days ago, I'm just doing this, just kind of burning it up and just giving it this, you know, residue as if, you know, he's been doing this for some time. Not bad. And a cameo by Mr. Stringbean. Also, he has couple of bucks because he wants to buy a sandwich so he can share with his girl. So I just got $5 from the grocery store right now, and I've been crumpling them so they look a little bit more used up, and I'm gonna rub some coffee grounds on them so they can look a little dingy, a little nastier. Just kind of dinging these dollars up, kind of make them a little distressed, a little grimy. And here are the costumes. I want it to be an actual experience, okay? So these guys, they got some dingy stuff that I worked on. I purposely beat up and buried, and, you know, so that way it kind of feels more authentic, so it doesn't look like Oh, this clothes was just bought at Target not so long ago, so not bad, not bad. So there's gonna be Ben's beanie, and this is gonna be Audrey's hat. I did burn it down here a little bit. I don't know. Jury's still out if she's gonna wear a hat or not because she looks a little goofy in it, but we'll see. And then her coat, a nice little dusting, a nice little sprinkling of dirt. My boy Ben's shirt right here. So here are a few deleted scenes that didn't quite make the final cut. They either just did not look good, while filming, wonky angles, or the lighting was bad, or they just didn't translate well from what I had written in the script to real life. It just kind of wasn't meshing well with our story, so they just didn't make it. So one quick deleted scene was when Ben's character enters his tent and he sees the note. He was supposed to pick it up and grab it, and this angle was just so awkward and ugly. Yeah, the camera just didn't look good, so we just cut that out entirely. Now, originally in the script, there was something like of a ticking time situation going on, because when Ben was at the bar buying the sandwich, he was to glance up at the wall, the clock on the wall, and see that it was 11:53, and you later see that on the note, he was supposed to meet the girl at midnight, so he was kind of in a hurry. That didn't translate well while filming. It kind of looked like a bomb was going to go off or something like that. It just was kind of clashing with the romance. So I ended up just scrapping that entirely. And then later on, once Ben's character was to get to the plaza, once again, you see the note and it says to meet her at the plaza at midnight. And then as he walks by, you see that this place is called the plaza. In the end, I just didn't think it was necessary to read all these, numbers and letters. I just think the story was speaking for itself. As you were learning along as you went with him, so I just thought that was just unnecessary. One scene I definitely wanted to make tribute to is, of course, the Bob Dylan and Susie Rotolo scene of them walking together. I wanted to emulate it, but at the end of the day, it just didn't seem as romantic or as intimate as our final shot where we actually filmed them from behind, and we can't really see what they're talking about or anything, but you see the closeness with them, and it just made it a lot more romantic in my opinion. And the two final scenes that were written in the script, but we ended up scrapping while filming, they just didn't fit right, they didn't feel right while we were there, is Ben and Audrey's character were supposed to walk past that same building with the reflections that we saw earlier, and you see Audrey finally kissing Ben, like a little bit of a payoff. It just didn't feel necessary once again with that earlier scene of them walking, and you can only see, the backs of their heads. And so I just thought the earlier take was much better and much more romantic, so we scrapped this one. And the very last scene, we were supposed to see the park where they left behind their trash, and you were supposed to see Cuervo walking, and he was going to disappear. Like the whole time he was a ghost, and that would explain why Ben and him never interacted. But at the end of the day, it just came off as awkward. It just wasn't looking good, and we just didn't need this, honestly. I think the love story was strong enough on its own. To add a mystical element to it, I just think wasn't necessary. Hey, what's up, guys? It's James from Junkyard Fox, a YouTube influencer, and today we're gonna change somebody's life. Hey, what's up, little buddy? Little buddy. Hey, what's up, folks? It's James from Junkyard Fox, a YouTube influencer, and today we're gonna change somebody's life. Hey, sir. What should I have Oh my god. Like and subscribe.
Really? No, I've told you so many times. Stop talking.
Furrow your brows, Michelle. You're already done.
Okay, so what are
Oh, okay. Give them the rose. Throw the rose at them.
I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Now we're done.
I'm walking away no matter
Okay.
what.
Get mad, Michelle. Just furrow your eyebrows. He's fucked up.
I've told you so many times.
Do it then. Walk away.
So many times.
Shove the rose at him.
So many times.
We'll see how it looks. Bro, we're shooting right now.
A practice take. Head this way. Start walking. I'm just gonna record.
You can't even stand the smell.
Really?
The mayo is like really strong.
Don't look at the camera. Audrey.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead. Let's walk. All right, get closer to him like it's cold. Point.
So that corner, that's where I first saw you, right? Where I first saw you. Saw you over there in your cardboard box.
All right, go ahead and walk. And point, Ben.
See that thing over there? That's some cool shit right there.
And well, there we go, folks. The story behind the story on how Sleepwalker came to be as a music video. This was a lot of fun to do, something very different. Once again, it's not the usual stuff you see on Junkyard Box, but at the very least, you cannot blame Junkyard Box for being a one-trick pony. We very much are passionate about the things we're into, so as much as we love to show adventures in the outdoors and survival gear and stuff like that, we also like to show other facets of our personalities and what we're into, especially storytelling and filming as well. And then, of course, big thank you to all my friends that put up with all our shenanigans and humor us to do this kind of stuff. And lastly, big thank you to our Patreon group that makes this possible, because with your funding, we are able to buy the costumes and feed the crew and pay them and stuff like that, use a drone for the video and all that good stuff. So big thank you to you guys. Because of your support, we can make videos like this that do take a little bit more of a chance, and we're not so afraid about being penalized by the YouTube algorithm that just wants us to be filming EDC updates and camping videos. So if you're so inclined, or you're interested in joining our Patreon group, link will be down below. And that's about it for me, folks. So I'm gonna end this video playing the final product, the Sleepwalker music video, and let me know if, with all this information that you gathered, does it paint the music video in a different light? Maybe was there a deleted scene you would have rather us kept in there, or something like that? Let us know. So let's get a conversation down below. Thank you all so much for all your support.